Hello, Ducks fans. Welcome to another episode of the Quack Report. This is the win streak edition. Hell
The
yeah.
fucking what?
The win streak edition. Yeah, that's right. Ducks are on a 2-game win streak. And I know that you really kind of don't count a win streak until it gets to 3, but we may not get there this season, so we're taking
when you're the Anaheim Ducks, you're gonna count 2 in a row as a win streak.
Especially after it's a 7-game losing streak. You have to take that. You have to.
Yeah, exactly. So. Not to hinder on the parade already, not to be that guy, but none of them have been in regulation. No wins in regulation.
Yeah.
It was overtime.
Interesting.
It was overtime, and then it was a shootout.
Yeah, which I mean,
so if we're headed to overtime, or I guess if we're headed to overtime for any games coming up, get excited because
we're 3-1 in overtime.
We're looking like we're gonna win.
Yeah, exactly. So it's looking pretty good there. Before we get into some games, though, I know we got a lot to talk about on this episode, but I just have to bring it up because I saw it on Twitter. Tonight is Love Is Blind night. And I hear that. So I hear that you have other commitments. So we might have to run this episode a little short. Is that what's
it might be. It might be pretty short. No, actually, girlfriend's sleeping right now. She's probably just resting up for Love Is Blind tonight.
Gotcha.
But that'll definitely be going on. So it's definitely one of more her shows, but it's one of those shows where you're just with your partner and you just kind of get dragged into it, unintentionally, but you still enjoy it in a way, right?
Yeah.
So
it's
not something I would normally sit down to watch, but you're just there, so you're seeing everything, and then you make a comment about it, and you're like, oh, okay, I'm apparently invested in this now.
Yeah, exactly. You're doing something in the kitchen, and then you hear what one of the contestants say, and you're like, "What? That's stupid!" And then it shows you all the drama that happened, and you're like, "This guy sucks!" And then you just are invested in it from there. So
yeah, exactly.
I get it. Yeah.
So unfortunately, I think Andor tonight is going to be well after Love Is Blind. So, but as much as I want it to be the first thing, because I'm Love Is Blind, it's their kind of thing, but Andor is I don't want to get spoiled
on top of it. Yeah.
I don't want to get spoiled on Twitter for it, basically. So
I don't know. I'm pretty sure there's a Love Is Blind part of Twitter, so your girlfriend could get spoiled.
I'm sure there is, and mind you, she's not on Twitter enough for
that's fair.
But I don't know. We'll see here.
Yeah,
so.
I just wanted to bring it up because that was one thing that came out of the pandemic. Is my girlfriend and I got really into reality TV shows. Just because I don't know, you powered through all the other stuff. So you're like, okay, well, or you would watch super intense drama and then the world sucks at the same time. So you're I just need something that makes me feel better about my life. Let's watch how bad other people are at life and then just laugh at them. So yeah, it's we're not caught up on it yet because we just kind of throw it on as background noise when we're making dinner or just hanging out in the evening on scrolling on our phones or whatever. But it's interesting for sure.
There's not too much reality TV show, I guess, that I actively have watched. I've watched the entirety of what is it? Meet the Barkers, I think it is. Okay. Which was 2004, 2005. The episodes were up on YouTube, so I went back and watched them.
Oh, yeah.
That's with Travis Barker and his then
wife, that makes sense.
And, yeah.
I was thinking Cam Barker, legendary junior player. And then wasn't there a game show host? Bob Barker? Price is Right. Barker. That's what it was. Yeah. I wanted to say Wheel of Fortune, but I knew that was wrong. So I was like, does Bob Barker have his own?
Yeah, what's the... Too Hot to Handle is the one that I got into in the pandemic, though, for those Netflix ones.
Yeah.
A really fun one that I enjoyed, though, actually, was The Ring, I think is what it's called. No. Oh my god, I gotta double check what this thing is called.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that one's a horror movie.
Yeah, that's a horror movie.
It's not reality.
Netflix Ring reality show. The Circle. That's what it is.
Oh, these are close. Yeah. Oh yeah, that one's actually really good. That's actually I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, that one's fun. So because it's if you don't know the premise of it, it's basically you create a everybody lives in this apartment building, but nobody actually sees each other, and you communicate through essentially a Twitter page. But that's just for people that are in this apartment. So you can go as yourself and try to be you, or you can have fun with it and catfish people essentially.
Yeah.
And like you're trying to like form bonds through social media essentially, and not get eliminated and kicked out of the
Yeah,
apartments. So
it's kind of like a commentary on popularity, like online
yeah,
popularity. The first season I thought was actually like really wholesome. I was like
it was
really
good. Yeah, it
rooting
was
for all
good.
like
But
the
then like
people, and yeah,
yeah, and then like the second season, everyone knows like kind of what like they want to do going into it because you've been able to watch the season beforehand and
mhm.
stuff like that.
It was
So
more strategic and cutthroat, and
yeah,
like it was still good, but like the first one was just like a nice like commentary, I guess, on society, and now it's just kind of fun, but I still enjoy it. So
yeah. So I
okay,
think like those are the couple of like reality
yeah,
shows I guess I've kind of
mm.
gotten into. Like that's not like like a Master Chef or something. Like I don't is that considered reality TV? I guess.
uh, yeah, I guess, but
Okay, in that
it's
case,
not
I've
like your
watched.
typical. It's more like a
Yeah,
lifestyle, not like well game show. It's a game show. I call that one.
in a way.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't
the
know.
circle
My
kind of walks the line of like game show and reality, but like Love Is Blind too hard to handle, or like
Yeah.
reality
My
shows.
mom was big into reality TV. I remember when I was a kid of like on TLC, it was like a wedding story, a baby story, John and Kate plus 8. Like
Oh, all that
that's
stuff.
how
Yeah,
ingrained
yeah,
those shows are in my head because I was probably like 6 or 7 when she's watching those shows.
yeah,
So,
yeah. That's fair.
but
So
yeah, like those are the ones that I know like my mom was heavily into or that or like I know my dad like not saying that I don't, but like my dad's like a big fan of like Pawn Stars
oh yeah.
or what's it Counting Cars, I think, like all the like Las Vegas based shows basically.
Hmm.
So which
Yeah.
was fun because when we were in Vegas a few years ago, we did like a tour of a bunch of these places.
Hmm.
So we got to go to like the like Counts Customs and like
Oh,
see their
nice.
shop and all and like a bunch
Yeah.
of the cars that they had there. There's the one that's like where they build like these crazy fish tanks for people. I forget what that show's called, but we got to check that out.
That would
Um,
be really cool because all those ones are like somewhat educational shows, like Pawn Stars,
yeah,
as stupid as it can be times like sometimes you get like really cool shit brought into there, and then they like tell you the history of it, and you're like, damn, that's actually like really cool. Same with like some of
but
the car ones too. Like,
yeah, but most of the time, the tour ends at the pawn shop,
oh yeah.
and like honestly, we have pawn shops here in Lethbridge that are bigger. Like it's not a very big
Hmm.
place. So like that shot of like walking through the door, that is the entire place
Oh
there. There's
wow.
not much.
That's
So,
wild. Yeah.
but the one though that was big for me was for Pawn Stars, whenever they bring in somebody to like check out an old toy or that kind of thing, we
Hmm.
got to go to the store of like that owner, I guess,
Oh yeah.
or that expert. And
The I've got a friend that he goes to anytime there's
yeah,
toys. Yeah.
and so that one actually was at the end of Fremont Street. So when my family and I normally go to Vegas, we'll normally stay on like the old Vegas Strip, Fremont Street there.
Hmm.
And so this was at the end of it. So like got to check the place out, but then you got to hit the next stop on the tour kind of thing. But just because it was basically like a block and a half down from my hotel, I went back to it after just on my own
Oh
and
nice.
literally spent like 2 hours in that place. But then like even then though, there was toys that I was looking at, like Star Wars figures especially,
Hmm.
that I was like, I think I still have that at home and it's sitting here like opened for like 40 American or something. I'm like, I better have that at home kind of thing.
Yeah. Right.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah. One quick question before we get into these Ducks games here. If
Yes.
you were on the circle, who would you go on as? Or would you go on as yourself or as somebody else? And if somebody else, who?
I want to say I'd go as myself, but we know me and I like to be a shit disturber sometimes, so I would definitely catfish.
Yeah. Who would you catfish as?
Oh, I don't know, like some blonde model, I think.
Oh yeah. You'd be one of those guys that goes in as the opposite gender and is
Yeah,
like
I think so.
trying to talk about like, women's events with women
Yeah.
and like hitting on other dudes as a girl who may or may
Just to
not also be a dude or a
just to
girl. Like,
mess with them. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. Exactly.
that would be fun. I
What
think
about you? What would you do?
if I was to do it, honestly I would want to go on as you just to like see if I could like embody you for like I don't know how long the show is, but like a couple weeks.
And then the season comes out and I'm just watching, I'm just like, I wouldn't fucking say that.
Yeah.
just turned to my girlfriend. He's gonna be out in a week here.
Yeah. Yeah, I just
this
think it
whole
would be
time he's
fun.
been hanging
so.
out in Chicago.
Yeah, like hanging. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, just like not because I wouldn't want to go on as myself, but like just to prove that I could go on as
anybody.
somebody else. Yeah,
Yeah.
Because I think it would be fun. It's like role playing in a way,
Yeah.
or like Halloween, dressing up in a costume, but
yeah.
I'm going as you instead of Batman.
Yeah, there you go. The Halloween's better instead of the role playing. I'm like, it's not the kinky kind. So
yeah. Okay. Well, you wouldn't want to go in as Trevor Zegras?
I mean, that'd be fun.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Go on as a Ducks player. Ryan Getzlaff, maybe.
I could do
be like Circle Daddy.
Yeah. I could definitely do Getsy, I think.
Yeah.
You talk about your chickens.
Yeah, that
and how
like what it was like to play hockey.
Yeah, like how it's like it's like when somebody messages you, "Oh, hey, what are you doing?" "Not much, just shaving my head right now."
Yeah.
Because they have them like in every room. Like they're in the bathroom, like at the sink, but I think they're also in the showers.
Yeah.
So basically it is with you at all times, these crazy screens. So
yeah. I guess we can get into
Ring at first.
Yeah, the Ring. That's funny. Is
that a reality show?
No, I really hope not. Okay, let's get into these couple of Ducks games here. We're going to talk Leafs and the Sharks. So a couple of wins, which it's been a long time since we've had 2 games and 2 wins to talk about on here.
Yeah.
So, but let's do it. So the first one, Sunday evening after we had recorded our episode, so that's why it wasn't on there. Ducks played the Maple Leafs and in a spectacular comeback fashion took it 4-3 in overtime, which was very cool. Very, very cool.
Yeah. I don't normally watch Steve Dangle's LFRs. Like I love the podcast and everything like that. I just don't normally watch the LFRs.
Was it worth it?
I have it saved. I was trying.
Okay.
I was gonna watch it before we started, but I just didn't have the time. But
that's fair. Yeah, because I had it saved too.
From everything
I also wanted to watch it.
From everything I've gathered, I think we broke the man.
Oh,
like,
probably
not David Ayers level, like when Carolina had like the Zamboni driver as an emergency backup kind of thing. But yeah, it sounds like we broke him. So, but I did listen to the following podcast after the game though.
Yeah.
And they went into it hard, like
I bet
45 to an hour, I'd say, just on
this game.
Well, like on the game and like kind of like branching out from it though, and basically like okay, like they basically came to the conclusion of like it was like Brendan Shanahan has to go. Like they're presidents, so because it's like okay, like you can get up to Dubas, but and like Keefe, he just got in here. Like a bunch of these guys like are still like playing fine kind of thing, right? But everything leads back to Brendan Shanahan essentially. So which also speaking of Sheldon Keefe, I'm sorry, I'm kind of going everywhere here. John Tortorella got quoted today though, because somebody in Toronto media brought Sheldon Keefe's kind of being on the hot seat up to Tortorella, and Tortorella's just basically like you media guys like just gotta like stop. He's a good coach, and like you guys are just looking for a story basically, and like kind of back Sheldon Keefe up. And I'm like, okay, we might not agree on player tactics, I guess, with John Tortorella, but other than that, though, I agree with a lot with John Tortorella, to be honest with you. And like I read that, and I'm just like at first I read it was Luke Fox on Sportsnet, but I didn't like see what the header was, like who had posted it, right? And I just kind of read it. I'm like, that reads like a Tortorella quote, like that's pretty good. And I was like, oh, like Luke Fox, and then like the next tweet in the thread is like, yeah, here's the article, and I'm like, oh shit, yeah, he actually said that. I'm like, damn, all right, good for Torts.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I mean, like I think Anaheim is getting kind of the credit for absolutely collapsing the Leafs front office and fan base, but in reality, it's kind of the whole road trip, because they on their 5-game road trip that started in Winnipeg, 1-2-2. They beat Winnipeg, which hot start. That's good for them. Lost to Vegas 3-1. Okay, it happens. Vegas is having a good year, but then going winless in California in this climate is not what you want to do. Losing in overtime to San Jose 4-3, losing to the Kings 4-2. I mean, they're an okay team as well. And then the next night, losing to Anaheim in 4-3 after being up. It was 3-1 at one point, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I think was it not 3-1 headed into the third?
I think so. It was. Oh no, they came back in the San Jose game, but then.
Or sorry, it was 2-1 headed
Carlson
into the
won.
third.
Yeah. Okay, 2-1.
Yeah, because the second period was scoreless, and the third period is where the Maple Leafs got up 3-1, and then
on that shorthanded goal. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I didn't watch the highlights of this one, so it's been a few days. I don't quite remember what happened, but it's coming back now. So
I just remember turning on the radio broadcast. I was going to pick up Chinese for we were having like a family dinner, and I was like, oh, okay, like I'll listen to the Ducks game as I'm driving there, right? It's like 30 seconds, a minute in max kind of thing. And the Toronto Maple Leafs has scored on their power play. And I'm like, no shit.
Yeah.
And there's like they're describing it of like Austin Matthews walking into the slot, basically, right? Like untouched. And I'm like, yeah, this sounds pretty accurate. Like, not that I'm, not believing the Anaheim announcers or anything like that, but I'm just like, sounds pretty accurate. And then I watched the highlight pack after again, and I was like, yeah, that's like, kid you not, they literally let him walk in there, like the guy
untouched, uncontested, the got the shot off.
Up, yeah, like Austin Matthews straight up could have walked into the spot that he was, and then gone, you know what? I think I want a hot dog and a Coke up from the concession there. Could have left the ice, gone back up, gotten that, come back down, ate it on the ice, finished it off, right? Tosses the garbage over to Sheldon Keefe on the bench or whoever's there, and then gone, yep, pass it here. Gotten the pass and still scored. He would have been that wide open. Yeah, that much time and space. Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I mean, you're exaggerating, but you're also not exaggerating, right? Like,
he's given so much time.
Yeah, way too much.
I just wanted to paint a vivid picture for everybody.
It was beautiful. Thank you for doing that. This, I really want to talk about Trevor Zegras. I'm kind of jumping around our outline here, but I think this, we know that Zegras is good. We know that he's an elite player, but I think that this game in particular, for me at least, was the first time I can think of Zegras being like that game-changing elite player for the Ducks, right? Like, where he not like single-handedly won us the game, but like, if not for him, this wouldn't have happened. Like, he put the team on his back in this scenario, along with John Gibson, who we'll touch on later, and said, no, we're winning this game and I am going to do it. And with 2 goals, he got the overtime winner. And what was the other one? I feel like it was the tying goal.
Tying goal, I think. Yeah.
Kulikov got the tying goal.
Zegras, that's the 3-2 goal.
Yeah. Zegras got the 3-2 one after the
to get the comeback started. Yeah.
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 But that was the sick what was the one where he went backhand top shelf that like they showed him that, he does this in practice all the time. That was the overtime winner, right? Or was that
the overtime winner was him kind of being like kept out to the outside. I think it was that first goal. Yeah.
Yeah, it says here the 3-2 was the backhand. So yes, that was his, and that was a sick goal. Like, that fired.
It was nice. Yeah.
So
but yeah, okay, so 22 minutes and 42 seconds for Trevor Zegras, again, including overtime, but like the guy put in some work that night.
It's top line minutes. 2
goals on 3 shots. Like 3 shots on goal, not 3 attempts, 3 shots. And at the faceoff dot also, man, the guy was good. 7 wins, 1 loss.
Not bad at all.
That is some pretty damn good numbers. Yeah. If I know anything about hockey, yeah, a faceoff percentage of 88%. I don't care that it's just one game. That is ridiculous.
That's hard to do in one game, though.
That is very hard to do.
Like, aside from when you take one faceoff and win it and end up with 100%, like anything else is like damn impressive if you're like not like besides 50%. Like 50% is pretty standard, plus or minus a little bit. If you're more than 60%, that looks good. If you're 88% in a single game, that's phenomenal. That
Yeah.
rarely happens.
I'm taking a look here. Okay, the guy who took the next highest amount of face-offs, Lundestrom took 10. He went 1 for 10.
Okay.
And Strome definitely took a shit ton of face-offs. 19 there. He went 9 for 19. So
yeah,
yes,
so 7 for 8 is good.
Zegras had less than Strome, especially,
Mm-hmm.
right? Being that second line center now,
Yeah.
I guess at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, going like 7 for 8. God damn.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
God damn, boy.
Let's talk about John Gibson here, because you got some fancy stats for us, and just by the eye test too, he looked great. Phenomenal save in overtime and everything.
Yeah, this guy is another, like, Zegras and Gibson, like you said, took this team on their back for this game. And
at least Gibson could share the load with somebody for once, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, Gibson, like I put here, I think this is his best game of the season, like from an eye test perspective.
Absolutely.
Especially the guy put up a 917 save percentage, a plus 125 goal save above expected. So again, you can't have a partial goal. So like 2 goals shouldn't have, or just, like, he saved 2 goals that should have happened.
Yeah, and against a high-powered offense like Toronto, like they're one of the best offenses in the league, allegedly.
Yeah,
on paper,
on paper. Well, yeah, like one of the notes I do have here is like our offense looked like Toronto's apparently, but I also have the like extra, or did Toronto's defense look like ours? Because I was taking a look at the heat map on Natural Stat Trick, and I looked at the Leafs, and I was like, okay, that's pretty normal for what we see against the Ducks, right? Just that nice dark circle right on top of the crease, in the crease, like below the slot, like below the hash marks, right?
Yeah,
we're pretty used to seeing that. You look at Anaheim's, a little bit smaller, but it looks pretty damn similar.
Yeah.
So that's why I have there, or did Toronto's defense look like ours? Because both teams just let guys walk in and do what they wanted at the top of the crease there.
Yeah, honestly, I'd say it's that one, because like we know that we have a pretty decent offense. At least our top 6 looks really well. Our depth leaves something to be desired, but it's not awful, right?
Yeah.
But like in comparison to some of the top teams, like you can't compare our offense to say like Colorado or Tampa or Edmonton or Toronto. But you compare our defense with Toronto's, and it's more similar than say Toronto to Colorado, which is not what you want if you're a Leafs fan, but yeah. What else we got here? Oh yeah, nice pass from Derek Grant to Jakob Silfverberg on the first Anaheim goal there. Yeah, Derek Grant of all people, showing why he's
right.
sometimes elite number 1 centerman there.
It's again, it's I think it kind of shows what I was saying last episode. It's either like you're happy that he was on the ice in that moment, or you're like, get the fuck off. There's no middle ground for Derek Grant, I feel like.
Yeah. And then Zegras and Terry, when they're on the ice together, they score. Look at what happened in overtime there. That was so phenomenal.
I did the math as well.
Okay.
For 5-on-5 time on ice, because we know the last couple of games they've been separated, right? Terry's playing with Strome and Vetrano there on that first line, if I remember correctly.
I think so, yeah.
And Terry is centering on the second. Henrique and
Zegras is centering. Sorry, you mean?
Oh, is that what? No,
you said Terry.
Oh, sorry. Okay, yeah. Zegras is centering Henrique, and who's on that right? Crap, I can't remember right now. Or who's supposed to be there?
Yeah. Why am I blanking on it? Okay, it's different now, so we'll get into the changes.
Oh, that's Vetrano there.
That's Vetrano there. Yeah.
Strome, Terry, Comtois. That's what it is.
That's what it was for San Jose. I don't think that's what it was for. I think
that's what I have
Cavish
here
was
for. for Toronto. Or oh no,
No, I'm pretty sure it was
Terry
McTavish.
McTavish. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but for San Jose, it's Comtois now. So
Yeah,
but we'll get into that a little later. Yeah.
Okay, so just 5-on-5 time alone. Terry and Zegras had like 5 times that they were on the ice together.
In this Toronto game.
Yeah, in this Toronto game specifically.
Okay.
Totaling up for just over 2 minutes of 5-on-5 time together.
Okay.
And in that time, they had a goal. Only needed 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, I get it that, like, don't get me wrong. I'm happy. We got 2 wins in a row. Sweet. Whoop-de-doo. But, like, these guys work magic together. I'm still, like, it's kind of the, like, yes, we're a little bit up here, but, like, you just something needs to, you can have both.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's just figuring that out.
Yeah. I think what they're going for.
I don't have it, at least like an idea for it right offhand, but I'm just like, okay, like you can, it's again, like you can see the potential there. You just have to figure out like how to actually make it work. Oh shit, my bad.
Yeah, I think what I have seen from this is like I would obviously like to see Zegras and Terry together as well, but I don't think we're deep enough to make it work consistently. If we have, say, Silfverberg or Grant, like just they're heating up, they're going on a bit of a tear, then maybe we can afford to do it by moving Grant or Silfverberg into the top 6. But like, and I mean, this also maybe depends on Max Comtois and how he does the rest of the season. But I honestly like having them separate, because then teams plan for having them separate, and I think it makes us a better team that way. But there's still the possibility or the option to put them together. Like, I'm going to talk about Edmonton again, McDavid and Drysdale style.
It's okay. I was about to bring up that example anyway.
Yeah, like after you kill off a penalty and then the other team's best players are resting on the bench, you put Zegras and Terry together against what will essentially be like a second or third line in a more ideal matchup. Or you put them together when you need a goal at the end of the game, or in overtime, or end of a period, or whatever the case might be. You just have those options, and you can even if, like, say, Comtois, Strome, Terry is not working out for, say, later against Vancouver, when we talk about that, you have the option to move Zegras up in place of Strome or Comtois if you need to. So it's definitely not set in stone. I like that we're trying to keep it apart and get chemistry that way, because it's not awful. It's not Derek Grant in your top 6, but maybe we'll see it sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, okay, the forwards might be working, but like, goddamn, the defense is not.
Well, I mean,
like, I get that it's a little depleted right now, right?
Yeah.
McInerney's out and Drysdale's now gone for these 2 games, but I'm like, even just to look at it, I'm like, I'm sorry, you're running your first pairing as Kulikov Klingberg?
Mm-hmm.
That's your best option here, you think? Like, this is the time where I'm going, okay, Fowler Klingberg.
But then what?
Do it.
But then what? Like, then what's your second pairing?
That's your, with the point that we're at, that's your Shattenkirk Benoit, I think, or Shattenkirk Bolio.
That doesn't give me a lot of confidence. And then third pairing.
No, but does this
team
give you a whole lot of confidence to start with anyway?
It does now. We got 2 straight wins.
Well, with how the roster is constructed and who is running the ship right now, like,
also we've got 2 straight wins with Fowler and Kulikov paired up together, do we not?
Or Klingberg and Kulikov.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know personally. Okay, sorry. Shattenkirk Kulikov is not the answer, as against Toronto there, 5-on-5. They gave up 2 goals in just a minute of ice time there.
There you go. But we've answered our question now. Yeah.
Okay, so then okay, like Shattenkirk Bolio played 7 minutes. They did fine together.
Interesting.
Their on ice expected goals against is not. Yeah, their on ice expected is not like horrible, I guess, considering the amount of time that they put together. It's like 0.7 expected, but like,
interesting.
It could be a lot. It could be a lot worse, but could be a little better. But like that's a pairing that I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm okay with that if that's what
Yeah,
we have to run for the next little while.
It depends on, I guess, quality of competition too. Like if that's going up against San Jose's fourth line, then like it's not maybe a great comparison. But I mean, if it's against more quality competition and they're putting up those numbers, then I'm more okay with it, I suppose. But yeah, the Goon line, I guess, because they would have had a fight and a misconduct between them against San Jose. But we'll get to that. We got to focus on the Toronto game. Focus. So. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Last thing I had here about this Toronto game is this season on what is goaltender interference. Well, actually, before we get to the second part, goaltender interference. The game tying goal got called back. Nate, what do you think? Goaltender interference or no?
So I've actually saved it for the show. We're going to do what we did last year, and I'm going to pull up the rule book, and we'll talk about it this way.
Okay.
As I'm pulling it up, do you just want to, like, we can't show it, I guess,
yeah.
but you want to explain to everybody
sure.
what happened?
Yeah, so Henrique is battling with David Kampf, I believe, in front of the net. They're for position. Kampf ends up running into Shalgren. Shots coming, and it goes off the skate of Justin Hall, who is just above the crease, and goes in past Shalgren. So the argument, I guess, for goaltender interference is Henrique pushed Kampf in. The argument against goaltender interference is David Kampf is the one who made contact with Shalgren and initiated contact outside the crease, and the puck goes off of a maple leaf into the net. So honestly, with how they call goaltender interference, could go either way, I think. Do you have the rules up? Because I'm out of things to say.
Yeah, I just got it here.
Sounds good. I guess
that was perfect timing, actually, because I was like, why can't I was looking for goaltender or goalie, I guess, but it's goalkeeper in the rule book.
Right.
Okay, so Rule 69, nice. Interference on the goaltender. This is coming from the 22-23 edition of the NHL rulebook. 69.1, interference on the goalkeeper. This rule is based on the premise that an attacking player's position, whether inside or outside the crease, should not by itself determine whether a goal should be allowed or disallowed. In other words, goals scored while attacking players are standing in the crease may, in appropriate circumstances, be allowed. Refer to 69.7 for examples. Okay, goals should be disallowed only if, 1, an attacking player, either by his positioning or by contact, impairs the goalkeeper's ability to move freely within his crease or defend his goal. 2, an attacking player initiates intentional or deliberate contact with a goalkeeper inside or outside of the goal crease. Incidental contact with a goalkeeper will be permitted and resulting goals allowed when such contact is initiated outside of the goal crease, provided the attacking player has made a reasonable effort to avoid such contact. The rule will be enforced exclusively in accordance with the on-ice judgment of the referees, but may be subject to a coach's challenge.
Okay. So what I'm hearing is it'll be disallowed if, so in this case, if Henrique or the blob of Henrique and Kampf, if that interferes with Shalgren's ability to make the save, the goal should be disallowed, which evidently is the conclusion they came to in this one. Sorry,
finish your thing, and then I have something to add.
Okay, I would have to disagree with it just on that premise if, because I don't think that it was a savable goal or a savable shot by Shalgren there, because it's going wide until Justin Hall sticks his leg out to tip it into his own net, essentially. If the shot's coming from a different angle, and because Henrique is standing there and pushing Kampf into Shalgren, and he's making an obvious effort to try and get over like slide over in the crease, then yes, disallow it. But I don't think he was attempting to move, at least not that quickly, you know?
Yeah. So this point here is where I believe that, it got disallowed from.
Mhm.
If a defending player has been pushed, shoved, or fouled by an attacking player so as to cause the defending player to come into contact with his own goalkeeper, such contact shall be deemed contact initiated by the attacking player for the purposes of this rule. And if necessary, a penalty assessed to the attacking player. And if a goal is scored, it would be disallowed. Now, by that definition, if that's a straight on goal, yes, that is for once with the NHL and goaltender interference, the actual correct call.
Yeah.
But like you said, that shot's going wide. Chalgren's not going for that whatsoever, right? Because the contact's made, if I'm remembering this correctly, contact's made, right? But he's still able to see where it is. And it's when he moves that he bumps into him again, right?
Yeah.
But that angle that puck is suddenly changing at, he's not making that save either.
No,
way.
I don't think so. No.
Right. So that's where
if he does, it's a miracle save.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. So that's where it's okay. Are you going to give him that 1% chance and disallow this? Or are you going to go, you know what, though? Like, yes, there's interference there if that's a straight on shot, but this is the deflection off of the own player, right? It's not a tip in by an Anaheim player by any means, right?
Yeah.
It's off their own guy. So
yeah.
that should null the goaltender interference, right?
You would think. Yeah.
Like to skip ahead, like that's like saying Timo Meyer's goal for San Jose that was beautifully sniped, not by Timo Meyer, but by Jakub Silfverberg.
Yeah.
If Trevor Zegras is pushed into the crease by Erik Karlsson there, and Silfverberg just lights the lamp on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
That should be disallowed. On that side, yes, we would love it. Don't get me wrong, but like, is that right? Like, I get it. It's me comparing like a shot or a clearing attempt to a deflection, right? But like.
Right? No, but I think you're onto something though.
It's not the original shot anymore, right?
Yeah,
as soon as it hits something else, that's not the original shot.
Yeah, because in that case, Shalgren would see Justin Hall there, and he's not worried about where Hall's position is because he's not expecting a shot or a tip to come from there. If instead it's Adam Henrique with his stick on the ice looking for the tip, Shalgren might be moving a little preemptively to try and get himself into a position that if it does get tipped, then and because it's more of a shot pass, then he's in position. But because it's Justin Hall, he's not moving there. So I think it's the wrong call. But I mean, we ended up winning the game anyways. So justice, the hockey gods have seen the truth, and they have corrected the wrongs of the black and white striped demons from hell.
I am just kind of taking a look to see if so 69.7 talks about rebounds and loose pucks. But I'm not seeing
I don't think
anything. I'm not seeing necessarily anything because of deflections. I might have to read through this a little more carefully.
Yeah, I mean, you can do that, but either way, they're just flipping a coin for this anyways. So like,
yeah. So if you want though, I can still read like the rebound loose puck situation.
No, it's fine. We'll get to it when it comes up potentially, but
okay.
Yeah.
Let's lose
because I would be very surprised if that was relevant to this specific situation. So yeah. But
yeah,
this season on What is Goalie Interference, we're not just talking about goalie interference. We've got bonus round. Consider it double jeopardy here with what is a penalty shot. Yeah, nobody knows what a penalty shot is anymore. I mean, this has been going on for a couple seasons, but now I'm officially sick of it because was it Kerfoot? I didn't bother to rewatch it because I knew it would just
Kerfoot got the penalty shot, and Derek Grant didn't.
In essentially the same play.
The same play.
Or identical plays, yeah. A slash from a trailer into the hands slash hook, whatever. And so, and it's not even like a difference of like of one being a star player or not. Like these are both like bottom six guys,
Mm-hmm.
right? So like it's not. It's really weird to me, and how it's exactly the same play. And I think Anaheim was valid in trying to justify that. Like I literally can't even figure out what's going on here because Derek Grant should have been a penalty shot. Kerfoot should have been a penalty shot, but because they didn't call one on Derek Grant, I don't get why Kerfoot's wasn't a penalty shot either. Both should be penalty shots, but it's not one should be and one shouldn't be, you know? It's mind-boggling.
Yeah. Just to clarify as well, there's actually nothing in the rule book for goaltender interference and a resulting deflection shot.
Yeah, I think it's more implied.
Yeah.
Right. So,
but that's something that should maybe get looked into just a little bit. So,
yeah.
We got Marcus in the chat going quack quack. What's up, Marcus?
Hey.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else to add here? Or are you just like equally as rattled on this one?
Yeah, a little bit. Like the only thing I can think of, like from a ref's perspective, is just like positioning, right? Like whether you're in good positioning or not, kind of thing is. Yeah, like, and again, like I'm thinking like as a ref here, I'm like that's the only reason I could think of that you're calling it. You're not calling it first and then calling it the next time. It's just like, or like a guy gets in front of you and you can't see it, right? But in that case, you try to move so that you can see it, right? Like, it definitely happens where it's just like the plays here, right? And right as the infraction happens, somebody like just that split second gets across, right? I've had that happen to me.
Yeah.
But in a case like this, with how like solid second and a half, right? That like, you know, like that like the hooking action is happening should be seen here. So I'm just, without even actually seeing it, I'm just going like that ref's out of position.
Yeah.
Or he's picking and choosing, which that is not a good thing to do.
Yeah.
But it's a tight game like this. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I don't remember where the ref was on Grant's play, but I know with Kerfoot's, the ref was like in the zone. Like he made the penalty shot call like from behind the goal line. So he would have had a clear view of what was going on.
Yeah, he's watching that there.
So it's possible that he just wasn't sure for Grant's goal because, again, I don't know the positioning. I guess another thing with this one too is there was initially I had thought like they didn't call it a penalty shot because he got a shot off. I don't know if that's a rule or if that's more of just one of those implied things. But Kerfoot also got a shot off in that case. So like,
yeah,
they were very identical in the same game, which is weird. Like it's not even different games and different referees. It's the same game, the same ref.
Yeah, that's yeah.
And especially too, like they have like this weird thing about not calling penalty shots. Like there's probably once a week, I'm watching a hockey game of some
and you're
sort.
like that could be a penalty shot.
Yeah, I'm like that should be a penalty shot. That would be very exciting if we got to see a penalty shot, and they just don't do it. Is that not like? Would that not be fun? Penalty shots are fun, I think.
And like the most common reason for a penalty shot that you'll see, right, is a player on a breakaway fouled from behind. And I'm looking at it right here in the rule book still. Player on a breakaway who is fouled from behind. Rules 24, 54, 55, 57, and 61, which you can double check what those are. But either way, right, it's going to be like you're hooking, you're holding, you're tripping.
You're slashing.
Slash.
Cross-checking.
Sure, yeah, cross-check. There you go. Yeah, or check from behind.
Yeah.
Probably cross-check. But yeah, like those are the amount of times that you see that, right? Like there's nobody, they're not like in line with each other. The guy's behind him, right? Like technically is behind him. There's nobody in front. We should have a lot more penalty shots. Honestly.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's easier. But it's easier for the refs to let the play happen, right? and put your arm up and then go, I can talk to my microphone now. Yeah, he's going to the box for a slash. Instead of like, oh shit, I got to pick up the puck, tell the goalie the rules on a penalty shot that he's probably done once or twice, but because it's protocol, and
oh, is it really?
And give this moment, yeah, you are supposed to explain the rules to the goaltender. So yeah, whoever like the goal judge or like the ref that's at the goal line there would like explain to the goalie like, okay, here's what's going to happen, kind of thing, and then same with the ref that's up top at center with the skater.
But that shouldn't take like a whole lot because
no,
like,
but that's still more.
Every goalie's been in a shootout, right? But like, so like,
Yeah.
really, they could get away with just like picking up the puck and saying, "Oh, hey Gibby, we're doing another penalty shot thing. He's going to come down on you if you poke check the puck away and it moves backwards, and or you cover or it goes behind the goal line. Like that's it. Play's done. Remember?
Yep.
Good to go. Any questions? No, because you've done this 5,000 times. Move on. Like,
and that's all it is. That's literally all it is.
And you're telling me that's a significantly more work than going to the skating all the way to center as that goal judge, leaning down and telling the timekeeper, this is the penalty, and then backing up, turning on your mic and saying to the crowd, this is the penalty. Or I guess maybe they just do it to the crowd because then the timekeeper still.
Yeah, they just do it to the crowd.
I guess.
So like, that's the whole point, or like a main point, I guess, of the signals, right? It's for the crowd, but it's also, like I guess like my job working for the Copperheads, right? I'm in the penalty box with them, and the refs, like unless they're giving us like a couple penalties, kind of thing, like 2 or more.
Yeah.
Most of the time, if it's just like a 2-minute infraction, like if it's just like a tripping call or that kind of thing, right? He'll just skate by, go and just like hold up 2 fingers and do the action.
Yeah.
And then like we just grab the number and like
off the player. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so
easy peasy. Like so like I don't know, but like neither one of those are significantly more work. So and if you're the NHL, like I think that makes things more exciting because penalty shots get clipped and they get shared on social media and they get shown on highlight packages and fantastic things happen in them because you got guys like Trevor Zegras, Jack Hughes, Connor McDavid, Nathan McKinnon, like all these guys, right? It's mind-blowing to me. Mind-blowing.
But you know what it takes up? You know what it takes up?
Ad space.
It takes ad space and just general time, right? That's the whole reason for the introduction of the shootout. Like 5 minutes of overtime and the shootout is because they want to keep it within a 3-hour window. Yeah, that's it. That's the only reason. Like until somebody's in there that goes, okay, I get the time thing, but to end a team game with the individual skills competition, right? Like until we get somebody in with that mentality into like a commissioner space, it's not gonna change, right? Once that happens, though, then we'll probably see what like so many people are asking for in continuous 3-on-3 overtime until somebody scores, right?
Yeah, because
we've seen
that's almost never going to go
really
more than
fast.
20 minutes. Yeah, it's exactly. Never going to go more than 20 minutes.
And they've done it in the IIHF and the World Juniors, right? Like we just saw that. Yeah, back in August.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? And it was, you know what? Less than 10 minutes?
Yeah. And you know what? If it does go 20 minutes without a overtime goal,
and you're getting some damn good hockey.
Yeah.
That's what you want your eyes on, is good product, is good hockey. That's how you get people invested in it.
Yeah. I was even going to say, like, then sure, do a shootout. Like if it's 20 minutes, like whatever, because like a team might have a back-to-back or whatever the situation is. But like, there's no way. Or you just say, screw it. The amount of times we end up having to do a second 3-on-3 overtime period is going to be so negligible, like once every 10 years, that like, who cares if we have to do a 40-minute overtime in game 43 of a season, right?
Yeah, and like it's not to say that money shouldn't be a priority for the NHL. Obviously, it should be. You are a business, right? But like, to skip ahead, I guess I don't know. Is there anything else to talk about? I guess for this Toronto game in particular.
No. Yeah, we're kind of
okay. Perfect. So let's get into the Sharks game then through this. Okay. Playing on ESPN, we're playing national, right? San Jose and Anaheim on a national broadcast. Okay, who would have thought that for this season? But sweet, we'll take it.
Sure, why not?
But you know, we're delayed quite a bit, at least because of Boston and Pittsburgh, which, mind you, was a very it was a good game from what I gathered, and I watched that overtime because I was waiting for the Ducks game to come on.
Mhm.
So
And you're
and I
not going to
did
cut that off to start the beginning of another game.
no,
Like people
no,
want to
exactly.
see the overtime. So
Yeah, exactly. So, and I did throw in on Twitter as well before anybody says like we're in Canada, we don't have ESPN Plus or anything like that.
mhm.
Um, you got that there?
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. What was I saying now? Oh yeah. You're not going to cut that off, right? You have a very good game going there,
Mhm.
but you know you're on a time crunch at this point, right? Like, yes, the tying goal gets scored with a minute left, but let's make sure we have two different ad breaks in the last 5 minutes of the game.
It's because that's when they know people are timing in.
That's close to one.
Yeah.
Like that, or like that's in like it's a 1 goal game, right?
Mhm.
And you know you have another game coming up here, like right away. Like they're looking at their watch, going, "Okay, are we going to start on time because we're waiting for Boston, Pittsburgh on the other side of the continent,
Mhm.
right?" But let's make sure we get those ads in there as well. But we're so worried about that 3 hour time. Let one or the other, one or the other.
Mhm.
That's where you have to pick.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I agree. So, yeah, because we've kind of transitioned into this Ducks and Sharks game already.
once we finally got to watch it,
Yeah,
yeah,
it was a
the Ducks
it was
were
a very
already up
back and
1
forth
nothing.
game, right?
Yeah, the Ducks were already up 1-0 by the time we got to tune into it. Finally,
Yeah.
I was like, Jesus Christ.
6-5 shootout win for the Ducks. It was a absolute barn burner there. All 10 people there in San Jose were just having a good old time in the stands. You could tell when they were paying attention.
I was gonna say,
we're gonna
what,
get it. Well, actually, no.
100
It's the first thing. It's the first
100
thing on here.
people?
So
Yeah.
so Eric
Actually,
Carlson.
I'm gonna find the attendance. Actually, there is a Twitter account that has it.
The you had put on here the Adam Henrique show, 2 goals on the night, which was phenomenal to see. But unfortunately, he was overshadowed by Eric Carlson on the other side, who had 3 goals and an assist, which, like, if you would have told me that was going to happen in 2022, I would not have believed you. It's wild. But so I mean, props to Carlson there on that. Like that was a phenomenal game by him. But yeah, that was do you have the attendance numbers here?
Yes, oh, give me 2 seconds. I'm just making sure that this is for hockey specifically.
Oh, okay.
Because when you're searching up for like arenas or that kind of thing, it'll also show you like, oh, here's for concerts and that kind of thing. So I'm just making sure here. Okay, the ice hockey attendance, and I think this might just be seats, not even like suites or that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
17,562. Puck Report NHL, who the next day always has the attendance numbers and the percentages for each home team that played.
Yeah.
The San Jose Sharks were last in attendance with 10,058 people, 57.2%.
And that includes season ticket holders that obviously have tickets that didn't show up.
Yeah.
Because there's no way there was 10,000 people.
No, there's no way.
Which, to be fair, it was a Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Which prime time is usually, if it's during the week, it's a Wednesday. So
it was
a little bit odd.
Tuesday night against, like from a San Jose fan perspective, it's a Tuesday night against a team that was sitting like what, second, third last.
Yeah.
At the same time, though, that's also not only a division rival, that's a state rival. Like that's one of your biggest rivalries that you've had in the last 10, 15 years.
So, I mean, putting that on a Tuesday night is a mistake by the NHL to begin with. But
yeah,
I mean, I guess they're going to make up for it on when is the next Saturday. So hopefully we'll see some more attendance there. But yeah, it was embarrassingly quiet for that game.
Just in general, the only time it wasn't embarrassing for how quiet it was. Sorry, I'm jumping around in the game a little bit here.
Yeah, it's okay.
Was Trevor Zegras scoring his shootout attempt and how silent the place went after booing him his entire way down.
Yeah,
that was the only time where the silence was perfect.
Oh, yeah, it was
so good.
Yeah, but the thing that really gets me, and again, I'm on record of just being unable to handle the Sharks in any capacity, fans, team, whatever. But Erik
Except for our buddy
Karlsson,
Nick Floor.
yeah, well, yeah, he's good. Dylan's good as well. Our manager here, who is he's more a Canucks fan, but he did host the show. Yeah. Those guys are all good, but like when Erik Karlsson scores the first hat trick of his career, and
wait, was that the first one? No, that can't be the first one of his career.
Oh, sorry. First one is the San Jose Sharks. Sorry.
Okay, I was like, wait, sorry. Did I witness history and not realize it? Okay.
No, sorry, that's my bad. I mean, it could be, but it's definitely the first one.
That wasn't me doubting you. That was me going like, shit. Did I miss that part?
Oh no.
Okay.
But there's no hats on the ice, and I was like, that's weird. I was like, maybe, just maybe, I was wrong and misremembered how many goals he had. Maybe I misheard the announcers. Maybe they said after that one, oh, now he's like he's on the hunt for the hat trick in this close game, you know. So something like that. Maybe I misunderstood. Nope. A couple minutes later, in between plays, hats start coming down onto the ice, and I was like, okay, so this was a hat trick goal. Did they have to like flash a sign or something on the Jumbotron that said, hey, morons, throw your hats on the ice? Like, I just think of like the wedding from the end of Shrek with the guy with the sign that says applause and then like say, you know, like, did somebody have to go out with a sign? And like Sharky, the mascot, have to be like, throw your hats. Do you have to take hats off somebody and be like, hey, you guys are stupid. Can we throw some hats on the ice?
Yeah.
That was embarrassing, man. Like, if you don't want to throw your hat, sure, fine. But when the entire fucking building doesn't even recognize that it's a hat trick at home, that's a bad look for everybody. Especially really when it's this close of a game. If it's like 8-2 for Anaheim and Erik Karlsson happens to get his third goal and you're like, this game sucks. I'm fucking over this game. I'm not throwing my hat. This is an embarrassment. Then sure. But it was a game tying goal late in the third period and nobody throws their hat. I just can't understand that. Like, I'm just astounded. Like, that would never happen in Anaheim. That wouldn't even happen in Arizona, man. Because at least they pay attention. Like, what's going on in San Jose?
I was gonna say, okay, sorry, sidetrack. Because have you seen any clips from Arizona? That, like, again, it's a 5,000 seat arena, but that place is bumping, man.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Student section especially is going off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's very cool. They're definitely making the most out of that situation. So
they're trying at least.
The fans are for sure. Yeah. So, but yeah. Anyways, I got to get off this whole hat trick thing because I've probably offended any Sharks fans that are still listening, if there are any. And
if you're a Sharks fan listening to an Anaheim-based podcast, good on you.
Yeah,
you're a diehard.
Yeah, it's just wildly impressive.
I have nothing really to add. Like, I think you nailed it. That was just embarrassing. I think. Like on San Jose fans' parts. My only thing though is like, okay, it's that much later and you start tossing stuff on the ice. Any other situation that happens, San Jose's getting a penalty for delay a game.
Yeah, and I mean that's different because like, especially if you're the ref, you're like, oh, these poor souls, these poor fans. Like, that's embarrassment enough than getting your team a penalty, right? So.
Yeah. Megawatt and Mesro here. Can't hate the Mullet Arena.
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah. The mullets they gave out. And
I was going to say the mullets they gave out. Yeah, exactly.
That was good. I like that. So, sorry, before we move on with the game here, I meant to send us to break in between the two games, and but we kind of just had a nice segue. So
I think you need it now though with your rant, which we don't get that to.
No, we really
went
don't.
Off on a rant too often about
it's always about San Jose too. So
it really is. Okay, I can't wait for Sunday's episode now for whatever the next rant is.
Yeah, right.
This is my time off, apparently. Fuck yes. All right.
Yeah, exactly. So, just like Kevin Shattenkirk here, I'm going to need to cool off for a little bit. So we're only going to take a 2-minute misconduct as you hear from our friends over at DraftKings. Use promo code THPN at sign up for exclusive offers, and we will see you on the other side of the break.
Hockey fans, it's finally time to hit the ice again. And thanks to DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL, you're in for the season of a lifetime. New customers can bet $5 on any team and get $200 in free bets if they win. Maybe you want to take the odds on Mason McTavish winning the Calder Trophy for Rookie of the Year this year. He has the second best odds on DraftKings Sportsbook behind Matty Beniers of the Seattle Kraken at plus 500. And if that wasn't enough excitement, you can turn small bets into bigger payouts with same-game parlays. Combine multiple bets like which team will win, how many goals will be scored, and more for your shot at an even bigger payout. DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable, so you can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you want. So, what are you waiting for? Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now, use the promo code THPN, bet $5 on any NHL team to win their game, and get $200 in free bets if they do. Again, that's code THPN, as in the Hockey Podcast Network, only at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. Sorry, I was scrolling for a quick second on Twitter and I came across a Sportsnet ad for the NHL and Sportsnet, right? We were talking about their Prime service and whatnot. This is semi-Ducks related because they have Trevor Zegras' like dude moment from last year.
Oh yeah.
As like the image. You never know when the unthinkable will happen. And the comments are just fucking, it's unthinkable how bad your service is. Is the unthinkable an ad in the middle of live play? Which, okay, last night's game against San Jose, did that happen to you at all?
It did, yeah.
Like 2-3 times where like just an advertisement started in the middle of play and then it's like the game feed itself is fighting a game. Like,
yeah,
figure that out, please. Fuck.
Yeah, right. That was in overtime, was it not?
One of them was in overtime.
Yeah.
And then there was at least one in the third, maybe another one in the second.
Yeah.
Like, figure it out.
It's weird.
Yeah, what games, the ones I want to watch are always blacked out. And even this person was like nicer about it. Of all the apps I stream with, Sportsnet now may be the least functional and enjoyable overall. If you want some honest feedback, I'm happy to provide. DM me if need be, because that person just knows that Sportsnet might, their PR basically might reach out and, DM us, like, which is like something that like we're even, I think it was like last week or 2 weeks ago, we were learning in like one of my classes in like service management.
Oh yeah.
Basically was like the admins are watching like a hawk for that kind of stuff and like basically trying to reply with that, oh hey, like DM us kind of thing in like the first 10 minutes to basically get it off the timeline. Oh yeah. But I like how that person was even like, yeah, that person can reach out to me even because like this sucks. Yeah. So more things about this San Jose game. You what do we want to talk about? I mean, it was an exciting game, that's for sure. Like we're going to be picking on some more negative things here, but like obviously there was a lot to be excited about when you beat your state rival 6-5. So so overall, very good. Shots were fine, like they were even. It was a high shot game on both sides, and I mean, it also went to overtime, right? 40 some. I don't care to look at the numbers, but that wasn't an issue. That doesn't seem to be as much of an issue anymore because it was fine against Toronto, fine for us, or against San Jose. 45-44 in favor of San Jose. Okay, so no concerns at all. But the things that we are now concerned about, that we want Dallas Eakins to hear our voices about. Well, I mean, this one's you more so. So I'll let you kind of take the reins on this if you would like. Yeah, sure. So I think we've kind of seen it little bits and pieces here and there of like the white glove treatment on the rookies, right? We saw it especially last year with Trevor Zegras, and we've seen it like here and there with Mason McTavish. I think this season. Yeah. Yes, I do understand that we put him in the fourth line center role last night, which I don't think that's the spot to put him in. Third line, maybe. Tell Lundstrom he's going down just for a little bit, right? Or throw Zegras on a wing. I don't know. But anyway, though, Mason McTavish only played like 6 minutes last night. The guy had 9 shifts. What's the point of him being out there even if Dallas Eakins is going to play him for 6 fucking minutes? And like that's everything, right? Like I guess he only played 5-on-5 time. That's it. 6 minutes.
Did he not have any power play time?
No, he had no power play time. That
What?
is pure 5-on-5. That is it.
No.
9 shifts in a game that went to a shootout.
Huh.
The white
Did he
glove
play 3-on-3 at all?
I don't think so.
Wild. That's questionable.
Like the white glove treatment from Dallas Eakins needs to stop. It needs to stop.
I get that it's the first time you're playing him at center, but
then send him back down to San Diego if you want him to get more. If you want him to get center reps like you did with Zegras.
Wait, you can't send him to San Diego, can you? Or because he's 19, turning 20. I don't think he can go to San Diego, actually.
I'm trying to remember. It's like if it's like so many games kind of thing, then maybe. Anyway.
Yeah,
but like,
so
throwing him in 4th line minutes and not even giving him 4th line minutes, right? Like what's the point of having him out there? The only guy that played less in that game was John Gibson because he was sitting on the fucking bench. Literally, his line mates played more than him.
Do they at least kill penalties?
I'm not sure. My screen's actually a little frozen right now.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, you're frozen. Your camera's frozen for me.
Oh, am I?
Yeah, which is funny.
Okay.
But, it's okay. You look deep in thought. So.
Okay, that's where I'm frozen here too, actually. So
interesting.
Yeah, I was gonna say, actually, do you want to throw to like a quick break, and I'll just try to reset this really quickly? I know we're in the middle of live right now, but I guess we got to throw in a break here, another break at some point. I know we just came out of one.
Yeah, that's true.
Let me try to get this figured out here.
Okay, actually, before we go right to break, I will just give some more stats here. So you can hop out. I will go full screen, and then you just see if you can figure it out. Okay. Nate will be back, but I will keep the party going here. So with Mason McTavish, and his line mates there. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out which tab I actually want to have. Oh yes, here we go. So yeah, he had 9 shifts, and in that game, and his line mates also had 9 shifts. I do believe it was Leeson. Where did you go? Yes, 9 shifts, 6:47. So only like 16 more seconds than McTavish, so close to the same. Max Jones 7:10, so again, not too much longer, like 40 seconds, but he had another shift in there, so I don't know. Maybe they're counting the extra shift after he came back from his penalty, because Max Jones had a 2-minute penalty. Yeah, you look a lot better now, so there we go.
I got working now.
Yeah, so I think Max Jones had more time just because he had a penalty. So when he comes out of the box, that's where his extra shift and extra 40 seconds comes from, because he probably just joined the play. That's my guess on that.
Yeah, Leeson.
But yeah,
I'm assuming you talked about Leeson already. So yeah,
I did. Yes,
no power player. Short.
Yeah, and I mean the difference in time is very minimal between those two, but. Like when you're playing Mason McTavish with Max Jones and Brett Leeson, I think you're playing that line for 6 minutes, not because McTavish is in the center role and you want to give him the white glove treatment. I think you're kind of doing it. Well, maybe that's probably a factor, but the other factor is Max Jones and Brett Leeson are the wingers, right? Like that's not anything to write home about. Like that's not a very good line. McTavish is fine, but the other two maybe aren't, and against San Jose, like who cares? But I do disagree though with your.
I was gonna say the only other guys that McTavish played with was probably just in the middle of a line change for 24 seconds. Lundestrom and Grant.
Yeah, that's exactly what that would be. So, but yeah, I disagree with putting McTavish as your 3rd line center over Lundestrom for a game to get him experience at center, or game or 2 or whatever, because Lundestrom, Grant, and Silverberg, especially Lundestrom and Silverberg, have been phenomenal. And I wouldn't put Lundestrom at the wing just to play McTavish is center, and you're not messing too much with the top 6. So,
or you just balance it out a little bit more, because like there's no point otherwise. Like, yeah, I get it that there was, there's power plays and penalty kills, right? Like, excuse me, like Anaheim had 4 power plays alone, right? San Jose had another 3. I get that. I get that there's going to be time that you're not running 5-on-5, right?
Yeah.
But you also have overtime that McTavish didn't play in, but like he's been sniffing around the net all year.
Yeah. So,
right? Like,
yeah. So like it's
like
I kind of disagree with the decision for Eakins to only play him for 6 minutes in a game that goes to overtime. So 65 minutes, he plays 6 minutes. That's 10%. Like that's not right. But I do understand that like it's kind of a product of his line. Like you're not going to play that line for like 12 minutes. I don't think. I wouldn't want to, especially with how good the other lines were playing, I thought. And then when it comes to overtime, like Comtois played phenomenally with Ryan Strome and Troy Terry. Like that was great to see. I loved how Comtois looked in that game. So like you kind of want to reward that play by keeping him, quote, in the top 6 for overtime. The power play in overtime probably messed things up. Otherwise, McTavish might have got a look, I guess. I don't know. It's
because like
we'll have to see. Like
at 5-on-5 play though, even that line had less than 5 minutes of ice.
Yeah,
had 451.
Wait, which one? Sorry,
the Jones McTavish Leeson.
Oh
line.
yeah.
As a line, less than 5 minutes.
Yeah,
no, again, so like, I understand that
that's not great. Yeah,
like, I understand that you're not going to be playing 5-on-5 for the full 60 minutes, right? But like, just that usage in general just feels really low.
Yeah, and I mean, it's, to be fair, it is one game, right? Like with arguably with Zegras, we saw it for way more than one game. I feel like it was like 10 where he had that when they moved him to center, he had like just embarrassingly low minutes. So I mean, maybe that's just the first game just to see what happens for the 6 minutes there. But like if by next week, and by that time we'll have played 4 or 5 games, I think. If by that time his time on ice still looks like that, then we have a problem. But
yeah,
if it's only like for a few games and then he starts to get regular 3rd, 4th line minutes, whatever it is, then I'm not upset.
Because it's always kind of been like slightly up and down, right? Kind of depending on the game a little bit. So here, I'll just round up or down to like the closest like full minute, but I'll give you his full season here so far, starting in Seattle.
Yeah, go ahead.
13 minutes, 15 minutes, 16 minutes, 16, 17, 16, 11, 16, 11, 6.5.
Yeah, so it's been fine until now, right?
Yeah, but it does kind of go up and down. Like McTavish, who for a good chunk of this season was playing on like first, second line, shouldn't have only like 11 minutes of ice time.
Those were the games we went 11-7. So there was a bit more rotation of the lines. And
against Tampa, we went 11-7.
I thought we did.
I don't
know because we did it. No, because we did it. I know we've done it twice.
That was against Vegas and Toronto.
Oh, okay. And those weren't the games that had 11 minutes.
The Toronto one is.
The Toronto, okay.
Toronto had 11 minutes.
Interesting. I don't know.
And I get that over the last couple of games as well. McTavish actually hasn't done anything since the Detroit game or since the Boston game, I guess.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
But it's, I don't know, if you're gonna go, okay, here's this opportunity, like give him an opportunity.
Yeah,
but that's like saying like, hey, do you want a bag of M&Ms? And you're like showing off the whole bag of M&Ms, right? And you're like, yeah, I want some M&Ms, please. And you give him one. And he's go, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but like at the same time, you're not going to say to McTavish, okay, you're going to be centering a fourth line, and you've never centered a line in the NHL before. So, but we're gonna give you 12 minutes of ice time to figure it out.
He's
So
never
hopefully
centered
something
he's
clicks.
never centered a line in the NHL before, but he centered it for like
No, I
yes,
get that.
junior,
I get that he's done it at every other
for
level, but it's
junior
still different.
championships. He centered it against the world juniors, right, which is the best of his age. He has centered it at the fucking Olympics.
Yeah, no, I get that, but
He
it's
could
still
handle
different.
He could handle the third minimum.
I don't know. I disagree. If it's, but like I said, if it's an issue for multiple games, then I'm more on your side of it, I guess. So
yeah.
But I'm not ready to just castrate Dallas Eakins because he only played McTavish for 6 minutes for one game.
No, that's fine. There's other things we can definitely castrate him for. But
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But like that's just one where I'm like, okay, just we've seen this before, and it like yes, like in a couple of the games he's played higher minutes, sure, but you can tell just kind of the moments where it's a little white glovey, and I just don't want to see it be white glovey anymore. Because remember, like how much like just everybody was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" when he was doing that with Zegras last year.
Well, with that though, it was like 20 games or 10. It was a lot of games. I remember, and it was also weird because he was having success on the wing and looked phenomenal, and then they put him at center in reduced minutes in a reduced role, and he was still doing fine, but Eakins refused to bump his time. Yeah. So that's where the issue for me was. In this case, like you said, McTavish hasn't done anything since the game against Detroit. Like I don't want to say he's been a ghost because like he's still been a presence, but like he's not like, what we expected from him. So like, why would you just suddenly say here's 12 minutes even though you haven't done anything for the last few games when you're a rookie in the NHL?
Okay, and I get that, but is there something that happened in the second and third period that we didn't want to risk throwing him out there? Because of his 9 shifts, he played 5 of them in the first period.
I don't know.
What happened in the second and third that you're only playing him 2 shifts per period?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not ready to.
Yeah.
We've talked about this for a while. I get your
no,
point,
sorry, that is just like a general kind of question because like I don't remember anything like significant for the second or third that you wouldn't want to throw him out there, even that fourth line out there, right? It was fucking everybody's night to score on both sides.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, we'll move on from that now because I'm sure we'll have other things to say about it because Dallas Eakins is a fuck. So it's definitely going to come up again.
There we go.
Yeah. Zegras got called 2 minutes for slashing on Matt Benning during that game. Now it came out today that he also got fined $1,500 for it. I mean, I'm not going to argue with it. Honestly, it seems low to me. I would have expected 5,000 for that because it's closer to spearing than it is slashing. Like I know spearing is like more of like a jab, right? But it's
the actual act. I'll disagree with the area that he went for. We'll put it that way. He went for the dude's nuts.
Yeah.
Yes, sure. I'm not going to argue about the fine.
Yeah. I've seen that called spearing, I guess is what I was trying to say. Like I've seen that play called spearing before.
Yeah.
So that's what I was expecting, but it's definitely a fine. So
I am just going to double check because if I'm not mistaken, like you know how you have like your tax brackets kind of thing, right? And like however much you make depends on like or like will influence how much you get taxed. I think it's kind of the same with this as well, kind of depending on how much you make like because they're not going to
dictates what the maximum is.
Yeah, they're not going to fine a guy $5,000 when he makes $750 before taxes and everything else, right? Like that for a guy.
And then fine the 10 million guy the same thing.
950, right? I guess is what he makes, right? But like, you get a good chunk of that taken out. Yeah, but like $5,000 to Zegras is different than $5,000 to Fowler, right? Just for like on ice comparison kind of thing. So, okay. How much money does a player forfeit when fined? This is coming from Department of Player Safety FAQs. A player Players may be fined up to 50% of one day's average salary without exceeding $10,000 for the first fine and $15,000 for any subsequent fines within a 12-month calendar period.
Okay.
And you're only, and this is something that I learned a couple of years ago, you're only paid during the season, right?
Mhm.
It's not every 2 weeks an NHL player gets a check, right? It's they start to get paid in September, October, I think it is, and they get paid their paychecks until April.
Mhm.
So, so that one day's average salary is quite a bit higher, right? Which is why you get like the $5,000 fines or that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, makes sense. So yeah, that would make sense then why his is 15. Well, it might be, I suppose, but I don't know.
Oh, here you go. Yeah, how much money how much money does a player forfeit when suspended? Oh, that's suspended. My bad.
Oh, okay.
But oh yeah, it's just using the example though. Like if there's 190 days in the season, a 3-game suspension would cost a non-repeat offender 190ths of his average salary. So, depending on how many days there are in the NHL regular schedule, right? Which we could figure out and then go through and figure out what his salary is. So you can figure out what the percentage is, but yeah.
Math is hard. So okay. I'm torn on if we should talk about our special teams here because I know we're running kind of long, but
power play. I'll wrap it up here quickly.
Okay.
Power play was shit again over the last 2 games. Shit. The PK surprisingly not as bad as we've seen.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Yeah, but I mean, we still have allowed for the penalty kill. We've allowed at least 1 goal in our last 5 games, going back to 3 against whoever we played 5 games ago. I don't remember who that was. That was Detroit.
Oh, Detroit.
Yeah.
Okay, I was going to say Boston.
Detroit.
No, Jesus, not there yet. Fuck. Okay.
Yeah, so we let in 3 against them, and then 1 each against Tampa, Vegas, Toronto, and San Jose. So, there's room to improve it, but it's not horrible. The power play though is rough. 0 for 4 against San Jose, 0 for 2 against Toronto, 2 for 30 on the season. Just take a guess. Don't look. Guess where those 2 power play goals happened. Against 2, sorry, I should say.
Oh, against 2? The 2 power play goals? Was it Seattle in game 1?
Both of them were against Seattle. We haven't scored a power play goal since.
Fucking fantastic.
And also, we've given up 2 shorthanded goals. So our net power play is 0%. We have successfully just nullified our power play opportunities with shorthanded goals.
Did we not figure out the power play last year?
Apparently not.
Why are we regressing this fucking hard?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I get it. We got some new guys in there and whatnot.
Yeah, but
at the same time, you've had 10 games, or sorry, you've had training camp, and then you've had 10 games worth of season that you're having practices in.
Yeah.
Right.
Why did we switch there? That was wild.
That was weird. Here, I'll put it. Oh, okay, you got it.
I got it. Yeah.
You've had that much time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why is John Klingberg winding up and ripping shots 5 feet fucking past my house instead of to a wide open Trevor Zegras?
Yeah, that one's weird to me.
Especially last night against San Jose. Like, why? Why are you doing that, Klingberg? Yeah. I shouldn't be on your ass already about how you're playing on the power play 2 episodes now at this point when it's only 10 games into the season and you're a brand new player.
Again, that's got to be a system thing because generally getting shots to the net on the power play is fine, but the amount of open lanes that are just ignored in favor of throwing pucks through traffic, looking for a tip, and then nobody tips it because everybody's in front of the net getting tied up and it goes wide is mind-boggling. So it has to be a system thing because I've never seen Klingberg like that. Klingberg is generally good on the power play. And it's got to be coming from somewhere else saying, we're just get shots. in
Yeah.
in through traffic. Like I just don't understand it otherwise.
Yeah, and it's what we were talking about a couple episodes ago, right? Where you're like, yeah, okay, but the power play's getting more chances, and I'm like, yeah, but they're not good chances,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Yeah.
it's
The yeah,
it's
like
not me. It's not me saying I told you so. It's just more like since I brought it up, like I'm just even seeing
yeah.
more of it at this
Yeah.
point.
The thing is too, like the power play still looks like movement wise, it looks good to me. Like we're controlling the zone, they're moving the puck around well. It's just like the results not there. So like there's a lot of things to still be excited about the power play that I haven't been excited about for a few years. But for some reason, the
Yeah,
results aren't happening. And at this point, it's not a statistical anomaly.
it's
It's not outlier games.
it's an extra
Yeah.
pass or two that you don't. It's an extra pass or two that's putting you in a position to not have a great chance.
Yeah. Or a poor shot.
Yeah,
Or a poor not a poor shot, but like a poor decision to shoot. But yeah,
yeah.
so something needs to change, evidently. Thankfully, though, the Columbus Blue Jackets are absolutely shitting themselves when it comes to the power play. Their power play in general is a 0%. Their net power play, which includes shorthanded goals allowed, is a -8%.
Oh,
How do you do that? How do you go how far are they into the season? I have it up here still. They're also 10 games into the season. How do you allow how do you get no power plays on what is it? How many opportunities do they have? Why is it not showing this? This is stupid. This website sucks. It's the NHL stats website, but
it's
yeah. Why?
it's up top thinking that Patrick Laine and Johnny Gaudreau are going to solve all your problems
Yeah, apparently. So
in all ends of the ice when those guys are not now, mind you, under Daryl Sutter, Johnny Gaudreau last season was a lot better of a two-way forward.
mhm.
A lot better of a two-way forward. God, though, the clips I've seen of him this year, though, in Columbus, like back checking is like worse than anything I saw when he was in Calgary. It's
Yeah.
not a good time. Patrick Laine is not a defensive guy
No, definitely not.
whatsoever, right? So that explains
Yeah.
maybe your shorthanded aspects every now and then. But
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, Ducks are 2 for 30 on their power play. Columbus 0 for 25. Both teams allowing 2 shorthanded goals.
yikes.
30 is low for power play opportunities. Yeah, we're tied with Winnipeg for 24th with lowest power play opportunities in the league. LA already has 53, which is way higher than anyone else. Florida has 44, and that's a little more on par with everybody else, but
Yikes.
it's weird. Very weird. Anyways, power play needs to improve. Penalty kill can improve, but it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let us talk about Jamie Drysdale.
Poor guy. And of course we talk about it for Monday's episode, right? And like what time was that even? That Anaheim actually gave us news. Thank you for that.
Which I was surprised that we got as much info as we did, but considering how significant the injury is, it's hard to not come out and say what it actually is, right?
Yeah. Well, it was around like noon.
Noon something like that, noon, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Early enough, but yeah, that's if you didn't hear, it's a torn labrum in the shoulder, which is the ligament that basically holds your the ball on your shoulder joint in the socket. So when you dislocate your arm as badly as he did, that obviously tears quite significantly. Sometimes you can get the small tear in it and then it just heals on its own eventually. But given how dislocated that was, I would imagine it's like detached, like two separate parts, I would assume. And if he needs surgery for it too, and 4 to 6 months of recovery, which is basically season ending at that point, it's significant. So
I'm frozen again for some reason. I do have like the months in there that like he would be
Oh yeah,
returning. Do you have
yeah,
those there?
yeah. So returning March to May somewhere, 4 months would be March, which at that point is basically the end of the season because
I was
it
gonna say
ends beginning of April.
I hate to break it to everybody. I don't think we're gonna be playing any hockey in May. So
Probably not. Yeah.
yeah, Jamie Drysdale's
I mean,
probably done for the season.
we're I hate to say it, but we're 2-0 without Jamie Drysdale in the lineup. So I mean, it's possible.
Don't no, don't. You're lucky Allie's not in the chat
I know,
right
I
now.
know. That's why I felt safe saying it. I'm not saying I hate Drysdale. I'm just saying that,
Allie, I will just wait for the DM.
some
I'll
things just
wait
can't
for the
be
DM.
explained. Like Taylor Hall, the lottery ball specialist, Jamie Drysdale, maybe it's just something you can't explain. I don't know. Maybe he's too good that that the other players don't feel like they can contribute to the team. And now with Drysdale out, they're like, okay, now with the star gone, we actually have time to shine. Maybe that's the case.
You say that now, the Ducks are going to go on like an 8-game losing streak.
Yeah, right. Just
we're going to beat the record already. It's going to be like, yeah, you know what? Fucking miss Jamie Drysdale right about now.
Yeah. So yeah, that's tough.
Thank fuck we have Kevin Shattenkirk, everybody.
Yeah, both for the team and for Drysdale and his development, that's tough. Like you hate to see that happen. So
yeah, that is not going to be a fun time. He is expected to have surgery soon. Yeah, just wish all the best to Drysdale there. So
yeah, it's this is how I feel.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. What is this? What do you have here?
I don't know. I still can't see shit.
Okay. Oh, you can't even see the outline?
No, I can't switch tabs or anything right now. So if you wanna, if now you want to send us to break, because I think we're done with like game and that kind of stuff. If you want to send us to a break now, and I'm gonna try one more time. I don't know what is going on.
Very weird
right now.
I will pick our longest ad to give you time to figure it out. Here we go. This is the grit. Or no, let's do this one actually. The Bolts podcast on the Hockey Podcast Network. Let's hear from them.
Do you want a true champion's perspective? Well, come on over to the Bolts broadcast, where we talk about the Tampa Bay Lightning, have some friendly banter, and of course, hockey name of the day.
If you pronounce it, you can get it.
Anthony Nunschwander.
You didn't pronounce it right. Anthony
Nunschwander.
It's N-E-U-E-N. It's Neuenschwander. Anthony Neuenschwander.
Dude, I always slept in German class, so I don't know how you expected me to put that together. Come on.
You only took it for 4 years.
I took it for 2.
You took it for 2 years? Oh no, J-Do took it that long.
I took it for 2 years and was like asleep in all of German too.
Oh, you only took it in junior high. You didn't take it in high school at all.
No. Yeah, she sent us across the hallway, and it was like me and, I don't know, 5 other people, and all we did was just goof off because it was an empty room of just us while she was too busy yelling at you guys because you guys were a terrible class.
No, we weren't terrible class. A couple people were terrible people. I'm not going to mention names. Not going to call it anybody in this pod. It was
Chase Crawshaw.
It was 100% not me.
Oh boy, I know a couple of those names, but yeah, it's a good point, Chase. We won't mention those here. New episodes every Monday, only on the Hockey Podcast Network.
All right, we are back. Hopefully Nate is all good for the rest of the episode.
Yeah, I did pull up my my activity monitor just to see what the hell is going on, because this should not be happening.
Yeah, that's wild.
For, I guess, technically 5 tabs open and just the audio software. This computer can handle a hell of a lot more. So.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so it's wild. But, okay, let us, let's do the big energy move for this week.
Yeah, what do you got for us?
Yeah, so I will just share the tab with you here. Nice quick one for today. And this one, shout out to Adidas for bringing this back. Oh
I
yeah,
love it.
the original Mighty Ducks jersey here, like the Charlie Conway original Mighty Ducks.
District 5.
Yeah, that's good stuff. I'm glad that we can buy those again. I'm upset that the Ducks won't be wearing them. I hope that at least for a warm up, they can wear them, and then like auction them off for charity or something. Because like it would just be cool to see it once. But
Yeah, it would be fun. Hi, Lauren.
hey, how's it going?
And we also got Reneel in the chat there. I saw that too.
Ah,
We were just like in very deep conversations. So
we were, yeah.
how's it going?
And then also they got the Hawks jerseys out as well for to go with these Mighty Ducks jerseys.
Yeah,
well.
the good old Bombay jerseys.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about the shoes because they got 3 different pairs of shoes coming out. They have like the E5 colored, like the green ones. They got the Hawks ones, obviously, but then they have like the OG Mighty Ducks, like the eggplant and jade, like the Wild Wings sitting behind me here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not
coming out, and I'm like, sorry, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I'm not a big shoe guy, so like I wouldn't buy them, but they do look very cool, and I potentially would. I'm trying to find the picture of them, but I
see, like I
actually can't.
Oh, if you go back and you just zoom in there, they're
Were they in there? Oh, yeah. Okay. I'd seen like a better picture.
Oh yeah, there is better pictures out there, but yeah, no, like the Mighty Duck, like the Anaheim colorway, I guess. Like I would buy those, but I'm also not I'm not the shoe guy that like literally collects them like I do jerseys, right? Like there are people who do that. Which there's a really cool episode of I don't know if you've watched like the Jeff Goldblum series or whatever on
no, I haven't actually.
No, but you should go check that out because there's like it's just like it explains like the history and whatnot of a bunch of different things. Like I watched an episode on jeans and it's just like, oh, I actually didn't know that. So if you like to learn stuff, that's a fun one. I think one of the first episodes he does is about like shoes and shoe collecting and like how that became this phenomenon. So cool. I'm not one of those people. So for me, it's like I would buy those shoes and be like, I can't get these dirty. So
yeah, right.
So I would never wear them, kind of thing. So as much as I would love to get a pair of those, but also I have one pair of Adidas Ultra Boosts myself. I absolutely love them. The only reason I got them though is because I had a gift card that was like half the cost of the shoes. So that's the only reason I have a pair even.
Oh, really?
So, but they are super fucking comfy shoes, I gotta say. I'm not
also,
endorsed by Adidas in any way, but yeah. I mean, you're not giving the money to Kanye anymore. You can give it to me, sure, I'll take it.
In EA NHL, you can also get these jerseys with, what do they call it? The Fly Together update, I think. Yeah, there we go. Available December 1st. Oh no, available in NHL 23 now. The jerseys are available December 1st. My bad, but
the actual physical jerseys are available then. So
yeah, so that is very cool as they brought that back. Nice touch for the 30th anniversary of those there, and for that, Adidas gets a big energy move.
One more time.
A big energy move.
And the third one's going to be just for kicking Kanye to the curb for all of his comments.
A big energy move.
Though it did take a little long, but we're not going to get into that.
Yeah. Okay. We've got upcoming games to talk about here for the Anaheim Ducks. We will start Thursday at that will be in Vancouver at 7 p.m. Pacific time there. So Vancouver, another team that was struggling to start the season, but they've kind of figured it out now. They've got wins anyways, so there's that.
Yeah, they got wins.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I'm like, again, I get it. Nobody gives a shit about your fantasy team. I have Demko on 2 of my 3 teams. I am this fucking close to dropping him for some backup that like won't play as much. I'm that close to dropping him for like Anderson or Comrie out of Buffalo.
Yeah.
They're at least doing okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Demko is literally costing me weeks.
Yeah. So Vancouver won against Seattle and Pittsburgh in back-to-back games. But they have since lost to New Jersey 5-2 on Tuesday. So they're back in their losing ways there. No back-to-back situation with them for when we visit. So, yeah, I don't know. Do we have a score prediction for this one here? I'll pull up our
God, this
score
one's
predictions here.
this one's actually probably going to be the hardest one yet. Because
Yeah.
I'm like, Vancouver could shit stomp us, but we might also be okay against them. Like,
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we're on a hot streak, so if I mean, I said I was going to predict Anaheim until we won. They obviously won, but now I'm going to keep predicting them because they're on a hot streak. So let's go Anaheim. What do I think for a score? 4-2? I think 4-2.
I almost want to go 4-2 in the other way, just because I'm taking a look at just a couple stats here.
Yeah.
Vancouver's got a little bit more offensive drive. It's really just their own play in their own end. This could very well be a game like Anaheim San Jose was last night, where it's just the offensive guys are going and the defense just is not caring whatsoever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 3-2 Vancouver.
Oh, you're going to go 3-2. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Also, I just want to say,
Actually,
because
sorry, I'm gonna go 4-3. Actually, still Vancouver.
Okay, 4-3. We've also got well, you were getting pretty close with predictions there. You actually did get the score against Toronto. You just had the wrong team
I got the flip,
winning that one. Yeah. So I mean, we combine our two together, and you got
There was that
Yeah.
small part of me against Toronto that was like, I want Toronto to score in overtime because I just want to be right.
Yeah, right. We also both got the spread. I mean, we both said 3-2 against San Jose, but
Yeah.
6-5 for Anaheim. So we're getting there. We're getting there. So eventually we'll get one.
Which, fun
think.
fact, that Anaheim San Jose game is the only game I got right in my 3-game parlay last night.
Oh, really?
I bet on Calgary and Florida to win their games.
Oh, yeah.
Calgary was playing against Seattle, and Florida was playing against Arizona.
Oh, yeah, that's rough. We got a question.
Anaheim's the one that I got right.
We got a question from Lauren here asking if we're live streaming tomorrow's game. We will not be. She's also asking if Neil or Dylan will do it. Let's see. I don't know. I doubt Neil would do it. He tends to lean towards the
Eastern games.
the Eastern games and more specifically the Devils.
Yeah, because those are late for him otherwise.
Yeah. Oh, that's not the one I want. What this
We will be doing another one in a couple of weeks here, I think.
Yes.
So
sure.
what we've been doing is kind of doing like the Wednesday games that like we would normally be doing the show, but there's a game, so we'll do the watch along and then just kind of hop on after. But
Dylan will actually be doing the game tomorrow night on the THP and YouTube channel. So yeah, you can definitely go check that out. It's a fun way to watch the game. Dylan is obviously a blast. He's an awesome guy if you've ever been a part of any of his streams. So yeah, definitely go check that out. We might drop by in the comments for a little bit there as well. One of us may do it. So we'll
you know what? The game starts like at 8 o'clock for us, 7 o'clock Pacific time. My class ends at 8:45. I might drop like right into the stream just to bust his balls a little bit, depending on the score.
Depending on the score is the key there,
I'm sure he wouldn't say no. So it's either
yeah.
going to be me dropping in to bust his balls a little bit about Demko while also busting my own because I have him in 2 of my 3 leagues. Or it's just going to be me going in and just going, here's your win.
Yeah. So
I might drop in for a couple minutes here.
Cool.
If hopefully he listens to this, otherwise he's going to be very surprised.
I doubt he does, but yeah.
I don't think he'd also be upset about it if I did.
No, definitely not. The other one, we will have another game against San Jose, which hopefully there will be more people in the arena there, and
they're going to say more goals. I'm like, dude, there was 11.
No. Yeah, no, I don't need more.
Yeah.
So that will be the end of a home stand for them. That game is 7:30 Pacific time on Saturday. Another prime time one there. Hopefully we can go 2-0 against San Jose to start the season. They will be in Florida Thursday night. So, or sorry, Florida will be there Thursday night as well, but no back-to-back. So, yeah, I mean, I thought we played a good game against San Jose. I thought we saw the best out of San Jose. So, I mean, if we see both of the teams, I guess A games in a way,
Yeah.
then it's probably going to be pretty close. I think 5-3.
Okay.
5-3 Anaheim is my prediction. Yeah, let's go. Let's go with that. What do you think?
I'm gonna lean towards Anaheim,
Good choice.
but they might throw in Reimer though, so it might be closer than I think. Gibson's probably gonna get put in also, is my guess.
Probably.
Just considering you had like the backups, I guess, really for both games.
Yeah.
Um,
I will say as well, this
but
is
you're not
the-
gonna have that type of scoring again. Like
Yeah.
to have those like back to back in that short of a time span. I'm gonna go 4-1 Anaheim.
Before you lock that in, this
Okay.
is the first half of a back-to-back for Anaheim where we play Florida at home the next day. Do you save John Gibson for that game? And I mean, that might depend on his performance against Vancouver, because I'm assuming he gets that start again.
Oh god.
Does that? Yeah, just if that changes things as well. I mean, I still
As
would
much
trust
as
in
it's- as
Stellaris
much
for it
as
to be a
it's-
5-3 game, but
As much as it's Florida, this is a division game, and you got a chance at another. You have a chance at another 2 points ahead.
yeah, against a division rival who you're probably battling it out for down
Yeah.
there. So
On a Saturday night. Yeah, I think you're still going Gibson and San Jose.
okay. And what did you
Is
say?
my
4-1?
thought.
Yeah, that's fair. Did you say 4-1?
Yeah. I'm gonna go 4-2 actually.
4-2? Okay.
Just now that I think about it.
Okay. And then Florida on Sunday at home, 6 p.m. Pacific time for that one. Second half of a back-to-back against a struggling, I would say, Florida team, if I am not mistaken. They are currently 5-4-1, 17th in the league, 11 points, -1 goal differential, which is good for 5th in their division, which is just out of a wild card spot. 5th in the wild card. So, yeah, I mean, struggling for sure, but whether or not that was just at the beginning of the season, I'm not sure offhand.
Their last 5 games: a win against the Islanders 3-2, a loss to Chicago 4-2, a loss to Philly 4-3, a win against Ottawa 5-3, and then a loss to Arizona 3-1. And they play San Jose tomorrow.
And they will play LA on Saturday, so we'll get them on the second half of a back-to-back there too. That's tough. Especially because the team looks so different. If you don't remember, they got Tkachuk from the Flames, Matt Tkachuk, and gave up Jonathan Huberdeau and Mackenzie Weegar to do so. So it's debatable whether or not they got better with that trade, maybe more offensive but less defensive. So Bobrovsky and Knight are their goaltenders, which are a fine tandem. I don't know. I really don't know what to expect from this.
I'm going to call 3-2 Florida.
It's going 3-2 Florida.
Because they're playing LA the night before, that will be a little bit more of a challenge for them that they'll have to put a little bit more effort into, right? Kind of gas the next day then.
We saw that with Toronto, right?
Yeah, but I still think Florida has more going for them than Anaheim does even.
Mm-hmm.
Even being on the second half of a back-to-back. Yeah. What did I say? 3-2 Florida?
Yeah.
Yeah,
sorry. I guess we can't. Yeah. Sorry. I took this off.
I'll go 3-2 Florida.
Okay. Oh God. Am I really going to predict 5 Anaheim wins in a row? Against Florida?
Hey, there's
there's
crazier things you could do, man.
Is this not when we went on our hot streak last season was like kind of end of October, beginning November. Fuck it, I'm doing it. We're going to
You doing it?
Anaheim. Yeah. Because their last one was a win, I'm predicting the wins until we do an episode where they have recently lost.
There you go.
So,
we got we got Andrew in the comments saying,
Oh,
"Hi
hey,
guys,
Andrew.
what's up, Andrew?"
Andrew, help me out with my prediction here. What's the score going to be if Anaheim is going to win against Florida on Sunday night?
Andrew is instead telling you about the World Series. Houston won
Okay.
with 4 pitchers as they shut out the Phillies 5-0.
Should I just go 5-0 for Anaheim?
Jesus
over Florida?
Christ.
Is that too ballsy?
If you're gonna be ballsy, you got to go balls to the wall, dude.
Yeah, I guess. And 5-0.
I'm not telling you how to
so.
live your life, but again, we've seen crazier things
Yeah.
that are Ducks related.
So I'm predicting 4-2, 5-3. You're saying 3-2. Andrew says Ducks 6-3.
Against Florida? Okay.
Is that unheard? Is that impossible? I don't think so. We scored 4 goals against the Rangers. We scored. We're a comeback team. If it's a comeback and like an empty net or 2, 6-3 is not impossible. I'm gonna do it. Thanks, Andrew. 6-3.
I'm checking some goaltending stats here really quickly.
Yeah, that's a little bit easier to stomach than 5-0. So we'll see. Let's have some fun with that. I'm done trying to make realistic predictions for now. Apparently. So
if the Anaheim Ducks manage to get 6 past the Florida Panthers, I will be very surprised.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, me too, but pleasantly surprised, obviously.
Yeah,
So
they are splitting Bobrovsky Knight pretty close. Knight's played 4 games. Bobrovsky the other 6. Bobrovsky's a negative 1.2 on the goal save above expected. Knight's a 0.6 above. Excuse me. Knight's running a 5.3 or a 2.53. Sorry, goals against average. Bobrovsky's
Not
a
bad.
3.06.
Okay.
And what was your prediction there that you went with?
6-3. As per Andrew.
I can see that being the flip.
Okay. Well, I'm still going Anaheim.
But yeah, it's your pick.
What,
So
that's what Andrew said. Yeah, we're
Yep.
doing it. Yeah.
Yep. All right, go for it.
Says I just hopped in to say hi and a like on the stream. Now
Thanks,
I'm
bud.
heading to bed. Awesome. Sounds good, Andrew. Thank you for stopping by. Much appreciated. Okay, what else we got here? Gulls update. Can briefly do that.
Yeah.
I feel like we got to do quacking or we got to do some sort of sound effect for the gulls. What do we have here? Yeah, I don't know if I have that.
Mine.
Yeah, maybe I'll add that. That's a good one, actually. I'm going to do that. Let me write that down. Nate, yeah, I'll do that. While I do that, if you want to give us the update here.
Yeah, sure. So over the last week, the San Diego Gulls played 3 games, one against the Colorado Eagles and 2 against the Abbotsford Canucks. Against the Eagles, they won 4-3.
Nice.
First game against Abbotsford was a 7-3 loss, but it's okay. But it's okay because they found Boo and won 3-2 in a shootout the next game there against Abbotsford. Currently putting their record at 3-4-0. They have 4 games before our next Wednesday episode there. Tonight against Bakersfield. I'm not sure where that game's at right now. Against the Bakersfield Condors there. Back-to-backs on the 4th and 5th. I think it's Friday, Saturday against the Milwaukee Admirals. And then Tuesday, the 8th, against the Henderson Silver Knights. With that 3-4 record, the Gulls are currently sitting 7th in the Pacific Division, technically tied for 6th with Colorado, but they lose the goal differential. Your top 5 scorers right now, Nicholas Brouillard leads the team with 10 points in 7 games. Rocco Grimaldi and Daniel Reagan have 8 points in 6 and 7 games, respectively. And then Glenn Godden and Braden Tracy have 6 points in 7 games each. Glenn Godden also just being called up to the Ducks yesterday, I believe, or 2 days ago. Pavel Regenda being sent down.
Yeah, I don't know how I missed that. but because I just saw that here that Pavel Regenda actually got a goal tonight against the Condors, assisted by Drew Hellison and Rocco Grimaldi.
It's amazing what happens when you actually play a guy.
Yeah, right. I mean,
he goes out and does something.
Yeah, it's the score is 3-2 now. Just updated 2 minutes ago in the third, so it was 3-1. But the Gulls just scored off of Bo Grew, put it into the net there.
There you go.
From Jacob Perreault and Danny O'Regan, an empty net goal. What the hell? That doesn't make sense. Calvin Pickard off. Yeah, the AHL is actually interesting because it tells you when the goalies come off.
Interesting.
Was it maybe maybe a delayed penalty and it was put in their own net? We're gonna have to look into that one.
Yeah,
because that's very interesting. What happened there? How you get an empty net goal when you're down 3-1?
Yeah, interesting.
Oh wait, they just took it off the board.
Okay, Ali might be able to update us here. Who chimes in? Quack quack or squawk squawk Gulls.
Yeah, what's going on in the Gulls game right now?
Yeah, we don't have AHL TV, so we're not able to see like what's actually going on. Do you know what's going on? As we're waiting for Ali there, goalie stats. Lucas Dostal's still leading with 6 games played before tonight. 3.71 goals against average and a 8.85 save percentage. Ole Eriksson Ek has 3 games played, a 4.55 goals against, and a 8.61 save percentage. So goalies are still struggling a little bit down there in San Diego, but I mean, I guess when you see games like 7-3 to Abbotsford, makes sense.
Yeah. It's hard to compare because our context is mostly the NHL, right? So
yeah.
So stats are a little, or average stats are a little different, but still not good. But.
Yeah.
Oh, she's not watching tonight, but just got the updates. Okay, we're gonna have to find out what actually is going on, because that it's got to be a weird situation for you to score an empty net goal when you're losing in a game.
Yeah.
In the dying seconds, but
very interesting. So
yeah. Okay. Brief what's cracking here. We got a clip, and then we will wrap up the episode. Oh, that one.
Actually, we got 2 clips because I couldn't pick which one I wanted to go with, but both come from last night's game against San Jose. I'm able to show these ones. We should not get flagged for them. YouTube, ESPN, we should not get flagged for these ones because you fuckers posted it on your TikTok account, and that's where I grabbed them. Fuck you. So we're just gonna, use this What's Quacking segment just to appreciate our boy Trevor Zegras, who was mic'd up last night. So this first clip is just, him throughout the game here. So here you go.
I got G. I'm ready! My tooth went into the glass. There we go!
Screams in celebration.
There we go!
Love it.
Yeah, so just this first one here.
Yeah! I got G. I'm ready!
Squirts BioSteel into his face. Yeah.
As soon as I heard the "I'm ready," I just thought of SpongeBob. I'm ready. I can't do a SpongeBob voice, but like that's just what I thought of right away here. So, and then the other clip that we got is him talking to the backup goaltender for San Jose during this game, James Reimer. This is just Zegras. He's hopping onto the bench and starts talking with Reimer, who's just separated by a pane of glass between the two of them.
Oh, James. What, because I hit you, you're upset? I'm 130 pounds. 75.
I love Reimer's, are you? Like
he actually believes him for a second. He's like, I mean, I guess this kid could be. But I like how he just like gives him the just the cold shoulder. He's like, oh, hey. And then he's
like, yeah.
And he's just like, I'm not talking to you. Like, why would I talk to you? And then he's just like, are you upset because I hit you? He's like, dude, I'm 130. And then Reimer's like, oh, okay, now I got to ask. Like,
and he might not even been intentionally even giving him the cold shoulder. So
maybe.
Okay. Fortunately, during my lacrosse days, I wasn't on the bench too often, but I do got a good story from sitting on the bench, being like kind of actually in Reimer's position, like just having the pane of glass separating the two benches there.
Mm-hmm.
So we're in Fort Saskatchewan for provincials, which is like state championship. And I was off because I had taken a rough shot to the hand. That's what it was. I was icing my hand. And anyway, watching play, and one of Fort Saskatchewan guys got hurt, went down kind of thing. Play gets blown dead, and out comes their trainer, who is smoking hot. Just saying. She runs out there, and all the like a couple of the guys on our bench like, oh, like she's coming to get you, she's coming to get you, right? And guy gets up and she's bringing him back, and everyone's like tapping sticks or that, because like when a guy gets hurt and he gets up, right? Like give him like the clap of like, yeah, good job for getting up or whatever. There's just a little bit more coming from our bench though. And separating like with the pane of glass is one of their top forwards and their assistant coach. And like they're kind of like chuckling, and the coach turns to me, he just goes, yeah, we get that a lot. And then we're just both like we're all just kind of talking for a second there, like as they're kind of getting ready to get going again or whatever. And I'm just like, yeah, I kind of imagine that. And he's just like, yeah, the amount of chirps that we get or whatever. And I think it was like a guy like 2 down. It's like, yeah, it's my fucking mom, I think. We were just laughing. But
that's good.
Yeah, good times. So yeah, when you're on the bench, it's all fun and games.
It's all fun. Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's got to be when you're like the backup or like in your position. You're
like
your hand. Like when you're just sitting there, not part of the game. Like you have to have some fun.
Yeah, you gotta be ready to go, but like you're gonna drive yourself crazy if you're just like sitting there waiting to get in, right? Because most of the time you're not going to, right?
Yeah.
But like I know there was one game that I think it was a buddy of mine was like heading he's like heading up to his seats or whatever, and we were just kind of like talking for a quick second because there's no pane of glass like between the bench and the spectator area.
Mm-hmm.
And like we're just kind of like talking for a second as he's sitting there, and he just goes, stupid question, you want the rest of my poutine? And I'm just like, yeah, fucking hand it down here. So there's like an eighth of a poutine left, like a couple bites kind of thing, but I'm just like eating poutine on the bench. My dad was our team's trainer, right? And I always sat like the same, like by the same door. Did
the other team chirp for that and like give a little more stick taps for your dad?
My dad's not that good looking, so or as that trainer, I guess. So, but
gotcha.
yeah, but he even kind of starts chuckling because like we were always like, if I was on the bench, we were always beside each other because I would just be at whatever end. He was always on the defense door, so. And I was always at the defense door, right? So I'm not like having to go across farther to get into the net if I had to go in, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And like he's like, you fucking eating poutine right now? I'm like, yeah. I'm like I think for that game, I'm like, we're up by 6. Like,
yeah,
I'm fine.
Even if I have to go in, like, it doesn't matter if I'm a little slow.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, it's like 4 bites of poutine. It's fine.
Yeah. Good times. Yeah. All right. Well, that will wrap up this episode of the Quack Report. We will be back on Monday to talk about, I guess, the three games already that we already talked about here: Vancouver, San Jose, and I guess not Florida.
No, we won't be talking about Florida because that's later that night.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll have the 2 games to talk about there, and as well as I'm sure a lot of other stuff going on. So. We will see you on Monday back for our regularly scheduled episode, which will be out on YouTube in the same time it goes out on Apple Podcast and Apple Music, or not Apple Music, Apple Podcast and Spotify as well there. So, but in the meantime, if you want to get in contact with us, you can do so on Twitter at Quack Report Pod, and on Instagram and on YouTube and on Twitch. All at Quack Report Pod there at HockeyPodNet.
We got the YouTube handle this week.
We do. Great. Yeah. Nate, if people want to commiserate with you about how little Dallas Eakins is playing Mason McTavish, where can they do that at?
You can do that with me on Twitter at Tatenamas, TateNhomas.
Cool. And it seems quite unfair that Nate gets bench poutine. So if someone wants to bring me some leftover poutine, we can sort that out on Twitter at Carter_pots.
Come out to the Copperheads this weekend. Come out to the Copperheads. We'll get you some poutine.
Ooh, sounds good. All right, go Ducks, go.